This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
You know how sometimes the first play of the game can be a real tone setter?
Aussie.
Yeah, I basically just went with Ashton Jen Teabag.
NFL.
He's not a walking 7 for 70 as I learnt last week when he went 1 for 5.
Fantasy.
I'd probably lean towards taking Henry maybe ahead of McCaffrey just because of what I've seen.
The Aussie NFL Fantasy Show. Loading.
Australia's premier NFL fantasy football show is back for the Aussie Gridiron Network. This is the NFL Fantasy Show. It's Sunday, and there is a lot afoot here as we grind towards Week 16's slate of Sunday games. They call me Matty C, and they call this the Bronze Shactic. Joining me to talk about the way he's going to take me hostage, it's Taylor Goodall.
Matty C, we are back with Poe. Let's add an O to that name as his teams this week are going to be Pooh. Let's go.
So delicately crafted, Tay. So, mate, the Poetry Society must just love the direction you take these things.
Yeah, call me Edgar Allan Poe because I'm just dominating that poetry, mate.
Mate, we've already had a guest who was all about the Edgar Allan Poe, and it follows a team specifically based off a poem. So, mate, I don't know that our Poe is one of those. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcoming back to the show from Friday's offering. If you missed that, slap yourself on both cheeks simultaneously. That is a crime that we should not permit. But joining us back on the Sunday show, if you haven't met him on Friday, then you should meet him now. It is Poe. How are you, mate?
Great, mate. Good to be back. I love the maximum amount of effort that Tay went into my new nickname of Pooh. It has nothing to do, I'm sure, with our head-to-head matchup after JSN's game.
Yeah, that was either a great or shit game, wasn't it?
That was one of the two.
That was one of the games of all time.
That is one of the games that I have ever seen.
What about that moment, that huge moment? Oh,
I can't believe with the ball and the air and...
Yeah. Yep.
You just had to see it, I guess.
Yeah.
You had to be
And
there.
Matty C, when you said slap both cheeks, are you referring to like face and ass, or do you mean just like both face? I need to know exactly what you're thinking there.
Yeah, so...
I think the listeners do too.
When I was acting it out, I was slapping both my left and my right cheek of my face at the same time. I think you could also do that to your ass, and that would also count. But if you did just want to slap one and the other at the same time, that would also be okay.
Okay.
Accept
So you could like double slap both the face and ass, or you could go one cheek each.
Yeah. Which
Okay, this is good chat. This is good banter. This is what we need.
I don't know which one would look the most, special, but I think they all deliver their own little message of being like, you've not been a good boy.
I think one smells worse.
Maybe it depends on where you're slapping. I mean, Jesus. Close your mouth then.
It's a good start.
It's where the shit comes out.
This is what I wanted.
The eloquence, Poe, I'm sure you've never, ever, ever had anyone just go and take your 2-letter nickname and turn it around into Pooh. I think this is like a first, right?
Yeah, surely.
I'm offended and impressed at the same time. This is a first for me, and I don't know how to feel.
Stop it. Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. You got 40 minutes to put up with this idiot. Why would you do that?
I'll spend a lot more than 40 minutes with him. It's all right.
The ego's been stroked.
Mate, I just can't defend your stance. But, mate, if you're comfortable with it, then, what can I do? If people want to run their position badly, they're definitely within their right to do so. Jesus Christ. Welcome back, mate. Thank you so much for, after enduring a couple of hours with Taylor earlier in the week, you've, against your better judgment, come back, and I'm grateful.
I'm very grateful to be here. Appreciate having me.
We're always grateful, but we always think less of the people for coming back on Sunday because, really, it isn't a great decision. We feel like we should always have a HIA ready for anyone that comes back on the Sunday.
Yeah, Poe, blue tent, yeah. Is this one of these ones, Tay, where it's like Varsity Blues, where it's like, you can't ask how many fingers am I holding up, you got to ask, am I holding up fingers?
Are we, because we've got an older person on the podcast again around our age, we're going back to these references, are we?
Yeah, we're going straight back to the 90s. We can handle the 90s, can't we, Po?
We definitely can. We can also go like straight to the bloody concussions with Jackson Dart as well if we want to go younger.
Oh my God. That guy, he's a walking concussion, my goodness. Mate, thank you so much for joining us. We've got a bit to do on the Sunday show after we went in depth on the Friday show. We got plenty of banter in there about some of the things that drive you, your relationship with Tay, where your fandom lies, all sorts of great stuff. So catch that on the Friday show. It takes up a good chunk of before we get into the weird games that we play. We play a bit of breakouts. We talked about some really great players who we can expect to deliver you fantasy stardom. We also hoping that they can help you get through your semi-finals. And then we play the tipping point, which is a great game you can play at home, where we pick 5 random players out and set a line for how many points we think they're going to score more and or less than, depending on how each of the combatants here felt their confidence lay on them and their matchup. And Tay in that segment is trying to play catch up, but gee, Po, you can end Taylor's life if you win that one this week. And in many ways too, you've actually got Tay's life in your hands in one of our fantasy leagues. You guys are head to head in the Gold League, and we talked about this briefly on Friday. But mate, you would be feeling pretty dang good about your position against Tay, wouldn't you?
I definitely would. With one of those games that is one of the great games we've seen before.
It is a game
on Friday.
It may or may not have had a dramatic impact on our matchup.
Dramatic or impact on our matchup. The not so thinly veiled mask here is that we are still recording this earlier in the week, and it has been a game that has happened in the interim. We don't know at the point of recording what has happened there. I'd like to think that, mate, you're in a handsome position and about to hand Taylor a very hefty ass sandwich, because Taylor packs a bit of ass.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
His reaction was tough as he starts to laugh. I love that.
Nothing better than packing a bit of ass, Matty.
Yeah, 100%.
Somebody.
100%. Fellas, today we're going to dive into the mailbag in just a second and try and help up a couple of fantasy owners who are in crisis point and just need some help making some decisions prior to their semi-finals. And then we're going to play a segment that has it has kind of gone the way we hoped this season. The start to the week is becoming a little bit of the Taylor show, but we'll get into what's happening there in just a mo. But you're happy to. I'm really willing to drag in the mailbag and we'll see if we can help out some folks. You ready to go?
Let's go, Pooh.
Surely you must have questions.
Please reach out to us.
When Tay and I get asked about fantasy advice, we are not backwards about coming forwards at any stage.
Get your question read live on the show.
If you've got a mailbag question, or if you're really keen to just get on the show, we'll make it work.
At Aussie NFL Fantasy on Facebook and Instagram.
So creative. I love this. First one comes in from @Spezzy7. Semi-final, all in capitals. Oh, God. Same game multi-tay. Do you start BTJ at Denver or Cortland Sutton versus Jax? I'm 50-50 in my matchup.
I would probably take Cortland Sutton off last week. BTJ, because of how bad this year's season's been, I really don't like the whole Jags situation going into Denver. Yes, Denver defense didn't look fantastic last week against Green Bay, but I don't know. I still don't fully trust BTJ. There are other options on that team. You've seen ETN get involved in the passing game. Brenton Strange, yes, he's had a couple of down games, but I still think he's going to be involved. Jacoby Myers has taken a pretty decent share there since he's been there. BTJ's kind of been living off deeper shots. He's almost more being used as this guy that's going to be more like a 3 for 70 or a 3 for 80 kind of guy, which that's a fine start, especially if it was a touchdown in there. But I don't know. I just don't know if I'm willing. I don't know if I'm willing to trust it right now. There are other guys on that offense. I just think they have better baselines right now, and he just still hasn't proven to me that he's gotten like a real trustworthy connection with Lawrence at the moment. So I just think you've seen more with Sutton. Bo Nix actually probably had his best game of the season last week against Green Bay. Colton Sutton probably had his best connection with Bo Nix last week. So going off that, at home, I generally like to take the home team in this situation. I just think there's a better baseline for them. So, yeah, I would take Sutton. I'll take Colton Sutton over BTJ in this one.
I think you're about to say Cortland Succulent. Pog, what are you doing, mate, Poe? You're going to do the same thing? You're going to take Succulent Sutton, or are you going with BTJ?
I just got a survey and now I'm thinking Succulent. Have you looked, and I'm hoping you haven't looked, do you know where Cortland Sutton ranks on wide receiver rankings on the season?
I think it depends if you're counting his lovely score this just week gone by. If you're counting this lovely score in the week gone by, he'd be a top 15 wide receiver, right?
He's a wide receiver 1. He's top 11. Well, if you're in a 12-team league. He's wide receiver 11. I mean, you've got to take that. If you're taking Jacksonville there, sure, maybe it's a shootout, but you've got to say BTJ, maybe it's going Myers, maybe it's going Strange, maybe it's Etienne. I just see everything's going Sutton's way there. I'd definitely pick him.
I wouldn't have said top 12, but I guess that's the impact of his week just gone. But I definitely had confidence he'd be in the top 15-ish, even though he's had a couple of down weeks, because earlier in the season, he and Nick's just kind of had it going on. It seems like they've just kind of reestablished that a little bit. Succulent, a word kind of like moist, isn't it? It's fun to say, but it's not for everyone.
Cortland Sutton has 4 weeks under 10 points.
Yeah,
the whole season.
Horrendous, isn't it? It's a month. And he did this to start last season. By week 5, he was like wide receiver 46, and then bang, he and Nick's got it together. This year, weirdly, that 4-week like barren stretch was in the middle, and now he's back, so it's fine. But I tell you, I feel like you guys got this nailed. Don't get cute. It's Cortland Sutton. Get succulent.
A succulent Chinese meal.
Second question here is from @Disco Bix. It's disco with 2 I's and a K. Disco Bix? I don't know. Dak versus the Chargers or Baker at Carolina. I'm trailing in projections. So a bit of context on that one. What are you doing, Poe?
I'm not loving Dak there. I'd probably go Baker. I think Baker is due. I think he's going to be fired up after a very disappointing loss, and I'd be going big Baker boy.
Like, Poe's completely right. Like, I even brought this up last week for Mahomes. Like, I was terrified against this Chargers defense. They were second on the season against quarterbacks, and they were first over the last 5 weeks against the position. And like, they just aren't letting up. They're a very, very good defense. That's a weird thing with Dak, though. Like, yet again last week, I had reservations against that Vikings defense, and I guess in terms of fantasy, it was proven right. But weirdly, like, Dallas did actually move the ball fine. It was just the fact that all these touchdowns got rushed in. So it was kind of like unlucky as well. Whereas, like, when he's got both Pickens and Lamb, I kind of do trust Dak. And even though sometimes the fantasy scores aren't there, generally he plays well. I don't know. Like, this is one where I was thinking about it earlier today in terms of the Chargers, and I wondered if it was more of a situation that the defense is going very well against quarterbacks because there isn't actually much offensive pressure from their team on the other team. It's like one of those things where it's like they're playing in 13, 16-point games because their offense is struggling, so their defense is kind of having to keep them in the game, whereas I feel like there's going to be a lot of easier times had by their offense in this game. And I think that could actually open up Dallas on the other side. So I know it's probably a bit of over-analysis, but I really do feel like at home I do trust Dallas's offense. And I just think if there is less rushing touchdowns this week than last week, I just think Dak could be in for a better game. I don't think this is like a ceiling game for either player. Like, Carolina are weird. Like, their defense has actually been far better this year than, say, the last couple of years. And they're even top 10 now at the quarterback position. And again, yeah, like you said, they're better when they play there. So I'm going to lean Dak. But I understand, like, this isn't one where you can blindly go, oh, Dak's had a better season than Baker, blah, blah, blah. I do think Baker has slightly the better matchup on paper, but I just trust this Dallas offense at home that they're going to sort of throw everything at it. They're basically out of contention now. I kind of think that might be a good thing because I think they might actually just take the shackles off and just try and air it out a bit more. So, yeah, I agree this Chargers defense has been very good against quarterbacks, but I don't know. I just trust Dallas at home.
I mean, I would have had this problem in a league if I'd made the fucking playoffs, but because I drafted Baker because I drafted my husband, Mike Evans. So I'm like, oh, Stoke's not a bad job. And then when, Evans is barely there all season and Baker kind of has his uneven times, somewhere along the way, I just found myself in a position to get Dak in a separate deal. Something else went down. I wound up with Dak. And I'm like, wow, if I had both of these guys, I don't know who I'm starting. This is really 50-50 to me. But if I'm behind, I just kind of feel like it's probably Dak. Like, I just think about where's the ceiling come from? It's probably Dak. Like, I don't mind the idea of the Cowboys I don't think they're going to just go and try and eke out a 19-13 win. If they've got a lead in time, I don't think they're playing conservative. I think they're trying to score a lot of points because I know their defense is a problem. So that's kind of why I would lean Dak. I just think there's so much that Dak can't control. That means he can't ever feel like he can take the break, if you know what I mean. So I don't know if that's right, but it's how I feel, and that's probably what I would do if I was faced with this.
The ceilings with Dak for sure. I know it's not a good matchup, but because they leak so many points on the other side, it means he has to do something. Whereas I could see that Bucks fucking Panthers game being like 19-16. I don't know if Baker has to do a lot. Again, that doesn't mean Baker can't outscore Dak. I agree when you're saying if you're after a ceiling play, I think it is with Dak because they could leak 40 points on the other side. So Dak would have to keep up.
You didn't say how far behind in projections, just that behind. Hey, Poe, you led with Baker. Then Tay have come in and just, said the exact opposite. Do you feel have we done anything to convince you there, or do you still kind of feel like, no, actually, in that position, I would still start Baker? We've just come in over the back now and just said done a bunch of different stuff to what you said.
Yeah, no, I'm still rolling Baker. Tampa's defense has been injured more and more each week, and this last week they had a few more key pieces go out, and again, Kirk Cousins tore them apart. I don't see why Bryce can't do the same. They're both playing for playoff spots here. And I think it's a little bit of the same as what Tay's saying with regards to Prescott. They're going to have to keep up. They're going to have to play. This isn't going to be a small points game as far as I can see. I think this is going to be a little bit more of a high-scoring game than most people realize.
Yeah, I kind of hope so, because you're going to need that. I mean, I again, like Tay says, don't think that there's like an impossibility where this game can't be like a 33-30 game. But if I was going to pick which of these games would be the 33-30 game, I think I would probably take the Cowboys and the Chargers, just because I know the Cowboys very susceptible to put up a 30 burger on their defense. So that's kind of where I'm going. Hey, lads, we've done the mailbag there. It kind of feels like, well, we've got a bit of division there, and there are good reasons to take each. That's a toughie. And Disco Bix, hopefully we've helped you one way or another. But yeah, it sounds like Sutton, the safer bet for Spezzy 7 over BTJ. In that same game multi, I kind of love that, Tay. Other people are now doing same game multis because you've started doing same game multis through our podcast. I love that.
Yeah, it's wearing off.
They're right in with them now. Like, you can't stop this, mate. You are a cultural phenomenon.
The train keeps chewing away.
Yeah, you're quite something.
Born in the heart of the earth, shaped by fire, wind, and time itself, this trophy is no mere prize. It is an artifact of legend, passed through the hands of kings and conquerors, scholars and sages. Its worth measured not in gold, but in the wisdom it bestows. Now it rests with us, the chosen stewards, entrusted to guard its legacy. Only he who offers the truest insight, the boldest foresight, shall lift it high, and claim his place among the immortals. This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show, starts of the week.
Mate, with that, we are at the serious stage of the week. This is the last thing we do every week. And, mate, this might be the last time we need to do it for the year because the way the ladder is situated, this might be the last meaningful segment of it. It is time to play Starts of the Week. We're going to kick this one off with I don't know, is it a sad tale or is it a hero's tale? Because I think depending on which side of history you're on, it can be both. Tay, last week you ran up a team picking second with Jackson Dart, Devon Neal, Jordan Addison, Brenton Strange, and Juan Jennings as your captain. A whole bunch of that middle didn't do a heap for you. Devon Neal got the touchdown, got hurt, managed 10 points. Addison had one kind of bomb play for 8 points, but no touchdown. Brenton Strange, weirdly, just not involved in a 48-point game from the Jags. Those guys combined to score you about 20 points. But then Jackson Dart, 23 in that loss. He just did a bunch of points scoring himself. But Juan Jennings goes and throws up a 36+. You must be feeling pretty happy about that, lobbing up an 82 and taking home the biggies.
I was happy when the pod finished. Like I basically had all those guys at the top of my list, so I was kind of happy with how the draft went. It was very. I've talked up Jennings and how I thought he was sort of a candidate to be. I even brought him up on the Supercoach podcast as like a pod. Point of difference player for the run home that not many people owned. I really liked him moving forward, and I liked that matchup against the Titans, and so I took a shot on it as my captain, and it worked out. And honestly, if you nail a captain, it just makes such a big difference. And obviously, with you guys having a player each not playing, I didn't exactly have to hit a ceiling. So getting 36 from my captain, it kind of just set me up straight away, and the rest was kind of gravy. And yeah, like you said, Dart had a very good game. I didn't really need a lot from the other three. Got easily enough.
Easily enough. And I mean, we have a look at Connor and Rogan's team. You could probably contend 4 of their guys didn't play because Shador Sanders threw up a 6. Chris Rodriguez didn't take the field. Fair enough. Jaden Higgins had a 1.4, and Isaiah Likely, goose egg, donut, biscuits, nothing. Those guys went and combined for a total of about almost 8 points, which is just horrendous from 4 of your 5 guys. Thank goodness Aaron Jones as the captain lobs up 18 to save the day. They're going to throw up about 27 points. It's a horrible show for Rogan and Connor. They were licking their wounds pretty early on. The other great thing here is that look, when World lose there, that was tough. I had Jaden Daniels in my lineup, Zach Charbonnet, Tim Patrick. You could also say 3 of my guys didn't play, even though Jaden Daniels was the only one who didn't take the field. Juwan Johnson goes and throws up a 7. Happy enough with that. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but it's a tight end. But Luther Burden does what I was hoping for. 28 points, almost 29 as my captain. Sadly, when 29 is so much of your weekly score, my team goes and lobs up 39 points. So Luther, 75% of my team's heft. And what this means is that at the end of the week, Tay's 82 points, and he gets the win. He goes to 34 competition points on the week, 962 points on the season. So not only does he have a 4-point break on me at 30 points, he also has 106.5 of extra points in scoring. So as Tay said, there's a bit for me to do if I'm ever going to chase him down. But sadly now, Team World, 830 points, 26 total competition points, means that even if the World won both segments from here out, they can maximum 32. But my minimum would be 32, and I've got more points than World. Taylor's minimum would be 36, even if he just came last in both segments. So even the World's maximum, not enough to chase Taylor or I down in all likelihood. The other problem we've got here is that even if Taylor lost both of the remaining ones this year, he might end up on 36. And if I won them, I'd end up on 36. But, I've then also got to bridge 50-plus points of scoring per week on Taylor's lineup. And I know he practically did that to me this week, but I would now have to do that twice in a row just to chase him down. It is a tough ask, but that is where we are seated. With all that said, though, Poe, you come in without the burden of anything, right? There's no problems about trying to keep the World's, run alive. You get to play Wrecker here and just go in and kick Taylor or I in the teeth just for the mere joy of doing it. Do you kind of feel that it's nowhere near as much pressure coming in this week?
This is the best situation to be in. I am here to ruin hopes and dreams. I am here to just ideally make both of you cry, but either or, I'm here for it.
Right. So Poe is quite an accomplished fantasy player too. Do you think he's got the chops to try and hit us out of the park?
Oh, fuck, it'd take a pretty sturdy thing to knock me out of the park, Matty C, but I'm sure he'll try.
That's what I'm saying. Whereas a stiff breeze could just knock me into next week, mate. Like, you get blown to
I would say
tomorrow.
I would say I've got a semi coming, but you might take that the wrong way.
That's the right way on this podcast.
You come to the right place, mate. That shirt's going to be in the merchandise store by the time you wake up tomorrow, by the way. I've got a semi coming. Fantastic. Mate, the benefit of winning the segment like Tay did last week is he gets to put us in the draft order. The draft order is a pretty simple thing too. We just do this as a 4-round snake. Whoever Taylor nominates first gets first pick in the first round, and the third round, it's just mirrored in the second and fourth. But the fifth round, you have to have had picked, you've clearly got to have 4 rounds worth of players in there, but one of them has to be a quarterback, because the fifth round, the player's score is doubled and they are considered to be your captain, much like in Supercoach. So that position can only be a running back, wide receiver, or tight end. You have to have your quarterback selected by the end of round 4, but then it also means that if you are the first to pick in the first round, you're going to be the last to pick your captain. So there is a benefit to being at the top. There is actually a benefit to being last, and Taylor currently holds the keys to the castle. And you want to put us all this week, Taylor?
Yeah, I've been going through it. I'm like, it'd be boring to put myself first because, it's better for the pod for you guys to have a shot. But then it kind of doesn't really matter because, everything evens out. Like we said, if you put yourself the first, you're putting yourself last for the captain. So it kind of all evens out anyway. Yeah, I can't. It's weird because normally if I put myself first because I have super conviction on one guy over everyone else in a position, but I kind of don't. But I'm going to put Poe first. I'm going to put the world first. I'm going to let him have a crack at it. I'm going to put myself second, and I'll put Matty C at the arsehole end, but the first pick a captain.
Okay,
Give him a real. I'm going to give him a real red hot crack to try and take an upside shot to try and work his magic in the last round.
I have 2 quarterbacks I am incredibly confident in that are under 50% started this week. So I'm hoping the both of you don't pick either of those. I'm tipping my hand here. So I'm going to go with a little risky. As I said, I'm here to just ruin your nights, your days, your week. And I'm gonna try to knock something out of the park and swing for the fences, and I'm gonna pick Drake London.
I love it too because it's very similar to your pick from Daniels last week, where
what do you know?
He could easily just not play.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, but you're right. You are swinging for the fences on it, so.
That's why I'm okay with it. I'm not even going to question his.
I've got nothing to lose
for the segment, because if I'm in a semi-final and I'm faced with playing Drake London, I'm terrified about playing him, because what if he doesn't play, and not playing him, because what if he plays and he's really fucking good against a Cardinals team who are not amazing. So he fits.
Yeah, fuck it. I didn't have him on my list. He's kind of not the guy I'd normally think of for this segment. But again, when it comes down to it, like you did with Daniels last week, yes, if Daniels gets announced as starting, he's probably over 50%. But because it's so iffy, yes, there is a sleeper update on London that it looks like they're optimistic he will play, but it's still not 100%. So whatever.
That doesn't sound like, London's playing. I think you would need. That is so iffy, Poe. Balls out. Randy Marsh. Get him into a wheelbarrow. Let's go. Fucking oath. Hey, Tay, have you got something that can rival the Drake London pick in terms of just fucking shock value? Jesus Christ.
Bono doesn't have the record. He is the record. All right. What do I want to do here? Interesting. All right. I know Matty C's just trying to fucking hit shit out of the park, so that's going to be super interesting whatever happens behind me. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take Darren Waller. Take my tight end first. Fuck it. I guess.
You are a psycho.
Check him off my list.
Love the matchup.
Great matchup. We talked about this in the breakouts. 2 of the 3 of us had him in our breakouts. So, like, the propensity to score points and the pathway to it are just unquestioned, right, Tay?
Yeah, it's like, I think did I take a tight end first round last week too? I was just like, I'll just log up the position. I've kind of, there's a few other positions I've actually got deeper lists than I normally do too. So I just thought, fuck it, I'll go for tight end first.
I think you did take Brendan Strange first last week, and it worked out well for you. So keep swinging, keep chopping wood.
Let's see how that works. Yeah,
yeah, keep chopping wood, mate. This is one of those rare times where I can't say Zach Charbonnet first because he already played.
Oh no!
When I was doing my research for that, I'm like, and where does Charbonnet's out? So that did bother me a little bit. But, mate, I'm going to just try and find the people who I think just have the highest ceiling chance to do anything interesting. And the first one who I think has the highest ceiling to do something super interesting is Jackson Dart versus Minnesota. Just got to have a swing.
Yep.
He's like 42% or something like that. He's, he was doing nothing for a lot of last week's game and he wound up on 23. Mate, I would take 23. And I think Minnesota do enough to score points that force him to have to kind of budget Superman it.
Yeah. They are. I didn't have him on my list this week. I loved him last week just because the Vikings, again, in fantasy, they generally give up a lot of points, and Flores kind of like fucking just kind of gives the quarterbacks nightmares sometimes. But I don't know, Dart's so like shifty that he kind of gets stuff done in all these weird ways anyway. Like he runs, he nearly gets fucking concussed, he does all this weird shit. And he just
nearly?
Every fucking week he seems to just get himself to 20-odd points. I like it, he just always finds a way. And
nearly, yeah, Poe, you're right, nearly. I reckon he must have some extra like beanbag like pellets in his helmet supplied by Cam the Beanbag Man, because man, he takes some contact, doesn't he?
50% of games he has been checked for a concussion.
Yeah.
That's a true stat.
He's a loose unit.
I don't think him and Scatterbo can possibly fail a HIA because I think their baseline is already concussed. I think they've answered those questions before the game with concussions. So it's like I don't think they can fail.
They're not acoustic, they are the spectrum.
It's like, exactly. It's like, if anything, they get sense knocked into them, like in the game. And if they're giving normal answers, it's like, oh shit, this guy's in deep trouble.
Oh my God. They are not acoustic, they are the spectrum. It's going to stay with me for life, I think, Poe. Oh my God, that is a bumper sticker. That is so reusable. My goodness. All right, now that I've taken Mr. Concussion on legs out of the equation, I'm going to go back and take a tight end. And I kind of liked in the same game, I was looking at taking Hawk in the same game versus the New York Giants. To me, he is starting to see just a little bit more reliability in targets, and whether he gets a touchdown or not is anyone's guess. That is always a guess at tight end. He's currently 33% started in a matchup, which just seems too delicious for me to walk past. I'm going to go and take TJ Hawkinson at the New York Giants.
Yeah, he's definitely been more involved the last few games. Nine's starting to hit him up. He's obviously struggling to fucking hit some of the wide receivers, mainly Jefferson, but yeah, Hawkinson's definitely getting more involved. So yeah, I don't mind that.
I'm going to pass it back to you then. You've got Waller in the bank. What do you do next?
I think I'm just going to lean into the game I like and take Justin Herbert.
Yep.
43% started. I know he hasn't been amazing this season or especially recently, but again, I just don't give a shit. I honestly just think it's just anyone with a pulse against the Cowboys. I don't think I need any more analysis than that.
The only time you'll start somebody in an iffy spot like that in a bigger matchup might be Baker, right? Like, we like Baker, but, he's going to be higher started. So, look, you just got to go for Herbert against someone who you think that he can score a bunch of points against. Dallas have been so much of they've just been a field ready to be plowed by quarterbacks for fantasy points. And Herbert, I know his hand's been a bit iffy, but he's been running to get it done as well. So, it's not sexy at all, Tay. It's really not sexy at all, but it fucking gets the job done.
No, 100%. His other fucking hands get me sore from fucking passing it so much to open receivers.
You're going to have a sore hand from having to deal with your own erections if he has a really good game. So, sore hands all around.
It's always a problem.
Sore ears for Poe after having to listen to us talk about you just wanking yourself silly. He's got Jake London, who was the serious most upside shot in the world, who could not even play. We don't even know. But, mate, you get the opportunity to go back-to-back here and take the final pick in the second round, open the third round, and you've only got the wide receiver in your kit bag, so you can go practically anywhere, mate.
Yeah, listen, as I said, I'm absolutely swinging for the fences here. So I am going to roll on with T. Higgins.
Oh, God. This is going to be the all-dead team. Oh, my God. And this is a captain. No, this is our flex.
No, it's flex, yeah.
At Miami versus Miami.
Versus Miami. At Miami? At Miami.
I think it's at Miami.
So he's had a concussion.
Oh.
He's had about 4.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, because if he plays...
It's just going to be funny looking at this team on paper and be like, this doesn't feel like a breakout team. A starts of the week team. They look too big, but
they also might get 0.
Starting. It could be 2 zeros.
The balls team. This is the balls team, not the world team, the balls team, Poe.
I mean, as you said, the world team's eliminated. I'm here to just...
Yeah.
Sure, if they score 0, what does it matter for the world team? It doesn't. But if they all play, you guys are going to be like, well, fuck. Am I going to be?
Yeah. Not wrong.
Us and about 30% of people who are watching somebody play against them will also do the same thing and be like, how good do I feel if I have to go up against a T. Higgins who's available or a Drake London who's available? And we may not know until quite late if either of them are available. We'll know earlier if they're going to be ruled out, but if they are going to go, we're not going to know till quite late. So it's it's all balls, all balls. Tay, any reason to disallow this one? I'm fine with it.
No, because I see so many reasons as to why he wouldn't play. I know he kind of started to go through the protocol last week, but I'm just looking at them. They can't make it the playoffs. He has I almost feel like they're doing malpractice by even trying to play him. I still believe he got concussed twice in that last game he played, and they still let him keep playing. I don't know. It feels like there's way too many negatives to playing him, but. Again, I'm not the fucking doctor. I'm not the person making decisions in Cincinnati. I know he has things in his contract too, that he gets a lot of money when he plays games because they put that in his contract because of how many games he's missed. So there's obviously going to be something in that he's going to want to play for. So yeah, that gives him an incentive to want to play. So yeah, I'm not saying he can't, but I would be shocked if they were trying to get him out there with what's happened.
My gosh, yeah, completely agree. But, if he plays, he plays. And this is a flex position with a second good wide receiver who's can command some targets. This gives you the opportunity to either take your quarterback now or no, you will have to take your quarterback with your next pick. But also leaves you with the options of a running back or a running back or a tight end now as well. So which way do you want to go, knowing that if it's not quarterback this time, it has to be next time?
Yeah, listen, you guys have both taken quarterback, so I'm not going to take him this time. Although it doesn't really matter because you've both taken tight ends as well.
Well, yeah, the only position that no one's taken is a running back. Because running back this week, I listed 15 and I hated all of them.
Yeah, I've got a lot. I've got 7 listed.
I just kept on going to matchups going, you're worth a shout. And I wrote them down. I looked at the start percentages. I looked at their matchups and went, I hate that. So I went and found another one, and another one, and another one.
I am going to roll with, I mean, I think I'm named after him in every chat. I'm pretty much his biggest advocate. I'm going with Theo Johnson.
Brilliant.
So, this is fantastic. He's going to be playing versus Minnesota. So we're going head-to-head in that one there, Mr. Poe. And the good news is, for me, is if Theo Johnson's catching a touchdown, at least Dart's throwing it. But, mate, you can have a very, very decent one-touchdown game as a tight end, and you can have a not very decent game with one touchdown as a quarterback. So they're not mutually exclusive. Like, you know, you can have one without the other.
Yeah, it's not the best matchup, but there's not a whole lot of options there to pass to. I think they're going to be down by quite a bit.
Tay, you are eyeing off Theo Johnson as your captain?
You go on the old tight end captaincy.
Yeah. It's worked for me before.
I wasn't, but I love myself some Theo. I think we all know that. But yeah, no, we've got no problem with it. Him and Dart must be having breakfast together like fucking Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford were back in the day. Those bastards love each other. So yeah, I just think Theo's always going to be
donuts together. Mate, so this puts the world team with a quarterback to get on the way back. They have to do that, and it means that their running back will have to be their captain. Those things we know for sure. They're the two positions left. Tay's team at the moment, Herbert at Dallas, Waller versus Cincinnati. Mate, what do? You've got a running back, wide receiver, and flex to fill.
Yes, I think I'm going to dip into the running back pool. Yeah, I've kind of got about a 7-8 kind of person list. I think there's a couple of guys. Yeah, they're all pretty shit, but there's a couple of guys I kind of don't mind. I'm going to take Aaron Jones against the Giants. I just think the Giants just get beat on the ground so easily. Jones has used both on the ground and in the air. He wasn't like amazing in that Dallas game, but he was fine, and that's all I'm really after here. every time I take a running back segment, I'm just like, if they can get me 8 to 10 points, I'm fucking stoked. So let's go.
He was load sharing a bit too with Jordan Mason, who also didn't look good, but man, he's only started in 42% of leagues, and I don't know how people could have more confidence than that with him either. So like he fits the segment to a T, and if I'm playing a knockout game, a semi-final game, and I've got the choice between Aaron Jones or somebody else in my flex, it's a real decision. But I understand that the Jones New York thing is it's a real thing. The Giants are very difficult. There's a very difficult proposition to try and stop anyone running against them. Poe, you've got a young daughter who's like, barely, not even preschool age. She would terrorize this fucking Giants defense, mate. Give her a helmet, give her a mouth guard, send her down the hallway, mate.
Oh, mate. She's absolutely running riot.
Terrorizing you in your physical prime, she could do that to the New York Giants, mate.
Maybe I could play for the New York Giants defense. That'd be good.
Yeah, you probably could. They'll have tryouts. Mate, I've got Dart and Hock, and I'm coming around on the double pick here. I've got to continue to swing high, sweet chariot. So I'm going to go and take a wide receiver here, and I reckon you're just going to kind of go for a bolt of lightning guy, a guy who might score you 6, but might score you 26. There's 2 on my list who I am the most compelled by, and I think I might take Alec Pierce versus the 49ers. I think if someone's going to catch a bomb touchdown, it's probably going to be him.
It's interesting because I've taken him along this segment. It just worries me of Phil Rivers. I always worry about the long, deep play with him. But
no, you've talked me out of it. You've talked me out of it straight away. You're just like, you know what? 466-year-old man with a long arm. I'm going to go back the other way, and I'm going to pick on my own Jags defense and go and take Troy Franklin. He was the other guy who I'm like, bomb touchdown guy. Yep, Troy Franklin. I've made a switch. I'm taking Troy Franklin.
Yep, that's fine. He was on my list too. He played quite well last week.
He did. He's currently started in a horrendous 12% of leagues. I mean, he is just so unavailable. No, you could find him on practically every waiver wire too if you're in a position where you're just trying to find a Devontae Adams guy and you're trailing in your matchup. I don't mind the idea of doing that because if you're already projected to lose, you might as well try and find a guy who can rip the Band-Aid in one go. This gives me the opportunity to take one of these stinking, dirty-ass running backs. And, mate, I was not lying. Every single one of them I looked at, I went, these are shit. These aren't bad. These are shit. So I just thought I'm just going to take one who I know is getting a guaranteed workload at the moment and still coming in a low start percentage. It's going to be Kyle Monaghan, who's currently only starting 27% of leagues at home versus Green Bay. I just kind of feel like without Parsons in the middle there, and I know he's primarily pass rush, but I think it just completely changes this Green Bay defense entirely once you take a player like that out. So I don't mind taking Monaghan, who's pretty well going half and half snaps with Swift over the course of about a month. It's been about half and half. So I'm just going to hope that he just kind of gets a bit of rub of the green here and he's the one who finds the pay dirt.
Yep. It was a weird game. It was his lowest snap count in a while. For whatever reason, Swift sort of took over a bit more last week. So it was his worst game in a while. But again, I don't know if that's prescriptive or they just kind of went hot hand with it. But yeah, no, he's looked great. Like game against Philly a few weeks ago, he absolutely dominated. So yeah, I mean, Packers aren't exactly a sieve in terms of running on, but I don't mind. I have him on my list. He was in my top 7. So
yeah, just think it changes things without Parsons.
Yep,
no,
sure.
Brings you back up to your team now is Herbert, Aaron Jones, Darren Waller. You've got a wide receiver and a flex to go.
I can predict who he's going to pick.
Yeah. Here we go.
What position do you think I'm being?
Well, do you get to pick your captain before I pick mine? Well, I've already.
Yes.
Yeah. So you get your 5th round pick. But,
yes, but yours has to be either a running back.
Running back.
That's the difference
Correct.
for you. Tay's already got a running back and does not have to take one.
No. I think he's going to double up his...
Or a tight end.
I think he's doubling up from last week.
You reckon? 3rd and.
Could do that, but I'm going to leave that option on. I'm actually going to take another running back.
Oh.
I'm going to double up on running back and leave my captain as my wide receiver. I'm going to take Rico Dowdle against the Bucks. 45% started.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually kind of felt like he was kind of the pick of the bunch. I actually went Jones first, mainly because I just know Matty C kind of has a propensity to Aaron Jones. Not thinking that he already had a Viking, so there was probably a chance he probably wasn't going to take him anyway. But yeah, I kind of like Rico Dowdle. I started him in the flex in a must-win game last week, and he was good. Like I still, even when people were worried about Hubbard sort of starting to look like he was taking over, when you actually looked at that game log from 2 games ago, he still had 18 carries. Like the Panthers just want to run the fucking ball. Like, and he's had 200-yard games in the past. The Bucks are 22nd against the run. I don't know. I just felt like in a really shit running back week, I thought Jones and Dowdle were my 2 favourites, so I thought I'd lock both of them up.
He was going to be my captain.
Wow.
There you go.
I mean, tells you a lot.
Q Taylor.
Had a big fat number 1 against him. He had his highest percentage of the snaps versus Hubbard, or carries versus Hubbard, in a long while.
Wow. Okay. So that gives us Tay's team is Herbert, Jones, Waller. Dowdle is the flex. He will have a wide receiver to captain his team in the 5th round. And it puts Poe on the clock, who has to take a quarterback. Has to.
Yeah, listen, I regret taking T. Higgins because I really, really wanted Juwan Jennings. And, forgot how the segment worked. Quarterback, I am very, very happy to take Jacoby Brissett.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He's got
very high on my list as well. Like,
he sourced Texans who have shut down everyone else. He has been absurd.
He was the first top 12 quarterback the entire season. To be fair, I think he was literally 12. But it's he's actually just dominating, whether it's garbage time or whether it's real time. It doesn't really matter.
That game had gotten out to 30-6, so that was kind of part of what helped. But I mean, they're fantasy points. This isn't like NFL points. It's all fantasy. You got to just accept game script.
100%.
He's limiting turnovers. He's getting volume. Yeah. He's hitting his receivers. I mean, Trey McBride is feasting based on that, but and because he's just amazing, but still.
Yeah. And Jerry Rice, Michael Wilson out there is playing great even without Marv. So, like those dramas.
He's
all right,
also
we're about to go into the captain round. It is Brissett, London, Theo Johnson, and T. Higgins for Poe's side in the world. Taya's got Herbert, Aaron Jones, Darren Waller, Rick Dowdle. I'm going to start this round. I've got Jackson Dart, Kyle Monagai, Troy Franklin, and TJ Hawkinson. And I can't believe this guy's still here. I'm going to take Juwan Jennings.
Yeah.
No explanation needed, except that he's now this week going to be going up against Indianapolis on a Monday night. And I can tell you, there's something fun about having your captain go Monday night, because it doesn't matter what everyone else has done in the week. You might just hit it out of the park and chase everybody down. There's kind of some sexiness about that.
Absolutely. He's my guy. I've been talking him up last few weeks. For some reason, sometimes I do this in this segment, and it probably is, I guess, because I've almost won it, but I kind of wanted to go a different route, just because I feel like I've been talking to Jennings so much. It's like it kind of gets a little bit stale just doing the same thing over and over again for me. But I'm okay there, because I've got two guys in wide receiver that I think I've sort of got near the top. One's a stack with my quarterback. I think I'm going to go a different direction though. And this is a risk, because this guy's very hit and miss just by nature. It's what he kind of does. But it looks to me like his biggest competition for targets could be out. Even if he plays, he's probably a little bit limited. It's in a big grudge match. I'm going to take Jaden Reed against the Bears. 20 games against wide receiver. Yes, he's hit and miss the way he kind of plays, but I just think he's super needed this week. He's come back from off the IR. He looks quite good. I just think if Watson's limited in any capacity, I think they're going to need Reed a fair bit in this game. So I just really like the matchup as well. So
yeah,
Reed will be my captain this week.
I'm nervous that Watson won't even play. Reed 7% started. He's only had that 1 week where he's been back and kind of showed you anything. So I like that he did show you some stuff, because he was on my list too, and he's kind of like one of those great shoot into the sky options, right? If Jennings isn't available, then I'm probably taking Reed.
I'll just say, because Poe can't take a wide receiver anyway, I definitely had Keenan Allen on my list too to stack with Herbert, but I've done that before too. I'm like, Jaden Reed's a bit different, a bit spicier, so let's do that.
A bit spicier. Other guys on my wide receiver list included, I'd put Parker Washington on there for whatever that was worth, and I thought I might turn into an honorary cokehead too if I wound up in a route where I ended up with Young. I thought Young and Coker, that touchdown he threw to Coker on the weekend just kind of made him look like a young Pete Ryan thrown to an even younger Matty C. It was just the absolute Pete Ryan to Matty C Astros touchdown from back in my days playing. I put a move on you, I draw even, I'm leaving, Pete throws it over the top. It was just, everything about that was just nostalgia to me, and I felt like I could probably invest in that for starts of the week. Poe, let's wrap this up. You've got Brissett, London, Theo Johnson, and T. Higgins. Two of these guys, they may play, they may not play, but you've got a running back to pick, and this guy's going to be a double pointer.
Tell you what, I was also considering Marvin Harrison at that T. Higgins pick, and another risk he may not play. He's. I'll give it to me. I mean, we talked. So I've got like 6 running backs that equally. There's so many bad matchups this week. I was thinking Tyrone Tracy after he finally recaptured a little bit more of that backfield, but he's got an awful matchup against Minnesota. Tony Pollard is against Kansas City, although he's just run right over Cleveland, and I missed who did he run right over this week?
Even though San Francisco last week, he put up a real good showing.
Yeah, there's some good things. Blake Corum, he's got Seahawks, and he's already played. Malik Davis, who knows what's going on with Javonte? Is he healthy? Is he not? Audric Estime, is Kamara back? There's so many options here. Yeah, there's so many options at running back if like you're in finals and you've had one of these injuries, which is great. But in the end, I've decided to go with Michael Carter.
He was at the bottom. He was the last person I put on my list.
I like the guaranteed volume. I am a little bit of a slut for pure volume. It's a floor play, I know, but Amari DiMercato just sucks.
He does.
Bam Knight is definitely out.
Yeah.
He got carded. So as he got carded, I will take Michael Carter. And he's got a decent matchup. Bijan and Michael Carter. There's not much talent difference, I think, there. So you just saw what Bijan did, and I think Michael Carter can probably do a little bit more.
Bam got carded, and who was our other one? Amari DiMercato sharted. So you better go with Carter. Do you like that?
I like it.
I hate DiMercato because I think he's going to cost the Titans the number one pick with that fucking fumble against them. What a waker.
Tanking for Tua, brother.
Jesus, that worked out well for the Dolphins.
Mate, that said, the world has the number one pick for the starts of the week draft next year because they are going to find it hard to come out of last. I'm going to find it hard to move out of second. And Tay, you are currently the odds-on leader to take home the bronze Shaq or Lady Football Head. Your team at the moment, having picked second, is Herbert, Aaron Jones, Jaden Reed as your captain and the wide receiver, Darren Waller at your tight end, and Rico Dowdle as your running back. Hopefully that will be enough to bring you back this one, and we'll have to arrange a handover ceremony, much like the one that brought so much dust to the area when you handed it over to me. I noticed that your eyes started welling up and your hay fever got really bad at the time you were just handing that trophy over. But no such problems for me, mate.
Yeah, it was definitely on the top of my list was getting that back this year, Matty C. I had a very good. I had my best ever fantasy season with the 13 playoff appearances in the 13 leagues, but somehow it still felt like I was missing something, and that was the bronze Shaq Dick, and I need that back in my life, Matty C, and I can't wait to bring it home. Let's fucking go.
It'll take more than a minor miracle for that to not be the case. And the team I'm hoping can do that is Jackson Dart, Kyle Monagai, Troy Franklin, TJ Hawkinson, and Juwan Jennings, who's going to be my flex and captain. Hopefully that'll be enough. But Poe, in the meantime, you and I can still fight it out for the scrubs. We'll get into the little kid swimming pool full of jelly and have a wrestling match down there. You've gone for a team that is just completely sky or ass, mate. You are in heaven or you're in the gutter.
Someone's got to do it.
Oh my gosh. Brissett versus Atlanta, same game. Stack that up with Michael Carter versus Atlanta. Those two combined are 21% owned. Michael Carter only 2% started. My goodness. Drake London, who may not go or may go in the same game, currently 18% started. And then Theo Johnson versus Minnesota. And T. Higgins, who is a very iffy proposition as well, against Miami, currently 34% of lineups. Mate, it is not acoustic. It is the spectrum. Your team could be that. Oh my God.
Excited and terrified, but mainly excited.
Oh
Big Kev. So
if that one comes off, mate, we could be rewriting a whole bunch of history here because if that team is all on the field and ignites, that could be big. We've seen 2 scores of over 100 in this segment from the 5 players this year too. Tay, you and I share one each.
Yep. Yeah, mate, it's good to see your team pop off.
Love it.
And honestly, it could happen for the world this week if all those players go. It could be anything. But like you said, why not take a shot? There's nothing to lose.
Could be anything. Could even be a boat. Hey, Poe, thank you so much, mate. Have you had a decent time hanging out with us 2 idiots for the last couple of hours of your life?
I've had a brilliant time. Thank you very much for having me.
I too have had a brilliant time, mate. This is going to be one of these things where we just got to make sure we catch up for a beer when we're ever in the same area, mate. I feel like we've kind of got some connective tissue happening here, mate.
So much.
Love it. And we won't have to invite this big dickhead, Tay. You're not invited.
That's fine, mate. I'll be there accurate. I'll just be there stroking my bronze shack dick. I'll be right.
Yeah. You might need to do that in the privacy of your room, mate. No third wheels. Mate, I will have to get somebody to find out your home address since you will no longer give me your home address anymore. Wise, by the way. But yeah, mate, looks like Lady Football Head might be coming back your way. Good luck to everybody in your semi-final matchups. We are going to be back next week to talk about what happens with the wash-up of that, who is going to be in the finals of our green, gold, blue, and red leagues. We're going to talk about the wash-up of what happens here with starts. We're also going to have one more swing at Tipping Point. It could be a tie game going to the last round of Tipping Point. Nobody knows, and we'll bring a fabulous guest. But again, Poe, thank you so much, mate, and all the best in dusting Taylor's ass in that semi-final you've got in the Gold League, mate.
I'll do my best, mates. I need to show him who is the best now.
Amen, brother. Amen. Tay, all the best of luck in every league except that one.
I could use a good ass polishing, so I'm gonna be a winner either way. So thanks, mate.
Take care, everybody. We'll catch you for week 17, our last preview show of the year, before we'll come back for week 18 to do a quick collection of how did all our big calls at the start of the year wind up. Spoiler alert, Matty C had a bit of a rough one, but we'll go back through a bunch of that, talk about some highlights of the year for week 18. But week 17 still to go, your championship weeks. We'll see you all then. Hooroo, fellas.
Hooroo! How about that Seahawks-Rams game?
Oh, mate, it was definitely a game I've seen.
The Aussie NFL Fantasy Show. Thanks to the Aussie Gridiron Network, Australia's home for NFL and Australian gridiron content. Discover everything the network has to offer, including G'day Gridiron, Pastry Press, NFL, and Aussie Gridiron Today. Buy merch and win free stuff. Visit the mothership at Linktree/Aussie Gridiron Network. Hooroo!